Your comfort zone is quietly destroying the life you were born to live, the house that never changed. Every morning at exactly 6:45, the same alarm rang inside a quiet blue house on the edge of town. 34-year-old Nathan followed the same routine he had followed for almost 9 years. Wake up, check his phone, drink coffee, drive the same road, sit at the same desk, return home, watch television, sleep, repeat. Nothing was terrible, but nothing was truly alive either. Friends often told him, "You're lucky, your life is stable." Nathan smiled. Deep down, he knew the truth. He wasn't living. He was repeating. One Saturday afternoon, while cleaning the attic, he discovered an old cardboard box. Inside were forgotten dreams. A sketchbook filled with incredible designs. A business plan. A passport that had never been used. Letters he had written to his future self. One sentence stood out. "I refuse to live an ordinary life." Nathan sat quietly. He couldn't remember when that young man had disappeared. Later that evening, he visited his elderly neighbor, Mr. Henry. The old man listened carefully before saying, "Do you know the most dangerous prison in the world?" Nathan shook his head. Mr. Henry smiled sadly. "It has no bars, no guards, no locked doors. It's called your comfort zone." Those words echoed through Nathan's mind long after he returned home. The goldfish bowl. The following morning, Nathan found Mr. Henry feeding 2 goldfish. One swam in a tiny bowl. The other lived in a large pond behind the house. "They started the same size," Mr. Henry explained. Nathan looked surprised. "Then why is one so much bigger?" The old man pointed toward the bowl. "Because one fish grew only as far as its environment allowed." He looked directly at Nathan. Many people do exactly the same thing. They mistake familiarity for safety. They choose predictable over possible. They stay where nothing challenges them. Eventually, they become too small for the life they were created to live. Nathan stared at the tiny fish. For the first time, he wondered if his own life had slowly become a bowl. Not because someone trapped him, because he had stopped swimming beyond what felt comfortable. The mountain nobody wanted to climb. A few days later, Mr. Henry invited Nathan on a weekend hike. The trail began gently, then became steep. Nathan complained constantly. "This is harder than I expected." Mr. Henry smiled. "Exactly." Halfway up the mountain, Nathan wanted to quit. His legs burned. His breathing became heavy. He pointed toward the top. "It doesn't even look worth it." The old man laughed. "Neither does discipline. Neither does courage. Neither does growth. Until you arrive." Hours later, they reached the summit. Nathan stood speechless. The entire valley stretched beneath them. The sunrise painted the sky with gold and orange. Mr. Henry quietly said, "Notice something." "What?" "You could never have seen this view from the bottom. Comfort protects you from discomfort, but it also hides possibilities. Every beautiful view requires leaving somewhere familiar, the life that began to stretch." Nathan made one promise. Every week, he would do one thing that scared him. He enrolled in a public speaking course, applied for a promotion, started exercising, introduced himself to strangers, shared his artwork online. The first attempts felt awkward. Some failed. Some embarrassed him. Some made him question everything. But something unexpected happened. Fear began shrinking. Confidence quietly expanded. He realized courage wasn't something extraordinary people possessed. It was something ordinary people practiced. Every uncomfortable decision stretched his identity. Little by little, he became someone his old self wouldn't recognize. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers through repeated acts of bravery. The door that had always been open. One afternoon, Nathan received an email. A design company was looking for creative directors. For years, he would have ignored it. This time, he applied. Weeks later, he received an invitation for an interview. Walking into the building, he noticed something strange. The office overlooked the same city he had lived in all his life. The opportunities had always existed. He simply hadn't believed he belonged there. After the interview, the director smiled. "We've seen your recent work." "What changed?" Nathan thought for a moment. "I stopped waiting to feel comfortable." Months later, he received the job. People called it a lucky break. They never saw the uncomfortable decisions that quietly opened the door. Opportunities often exist long before we become willing to walk through them. The letter to his younger self. 10 years later, Nathan returned to the attic. The old cardboard box was still there. He opened it carefully. Inside was a letter written by his younger self. "I refuse to live an ordinary life." Nathan smiled. Then he added another letter. This one was addressed to the next generation. It read, "Don't fear discomfort. Fear becoming comfortable with a life beneath your potential. Every meaningful chapter of my life began the day I chose courage over convenience. The life I enjoy today was never hidden behind talent. It was hidden behind fear. Once I walked through it, everything changed." He folded the letter gently. Some messages are written for people we may never meet, yet they change lives anyway. The life waiting outside your comfort zone. Imagine standing in front of 2 doors. The first is soft, warm, safe, familiar. Behind it is the life you already know. No risks, no criticism, no uncertainty, but no remarkable growth either. The second door is different. It feels uncomfortable, heavy, unpredictable. Behind it are challenges, learning, failure, growth, purpose, and the person you were always capable of becoming. Every morning, life quietly asks, which door will you choose today? Most people choose comfort, not because they lack potential, because comfort feels convincing. It whispers, stay here, you're safe, you can begin tomorrow. But tomorrow has stolen more dreams than yesterday ever did. The truth is simple. Your comfort zone is not protecting your future. It is postponing it. Every excuse makes a comfortable door easier to open. Every courageous decision pulls you closer to the life waiting on the other side. The extraordinary version of yourself has never disappeared. They are simply waiting beyond the next uncomfortable decision. One conversation, one application, one workout, one apology, one risk, one beginning. The life you dream about is not hiding in perfect circumstances. It is waiting where comfort ends and courage begins. If this message challenged the way you think, subscribe to the Legacy Mind, where every conversation is designed to help you think deeper, live wiser, and become more. Remember this, comfort feels safe, but it quietly steals possibility. Growth feels uncomfortable, but it gives you the life you were created to live. The person you are meant to become is waiting just outside your comfort zone.